In the late 1700s, most people worked in the fields, on land they did not own. Those who owned the land, called aristocrats, lived refined lives in elegant manor houses. Servants raised their children and did their housework. The landowners and the people who worked for them depended upon each other. It was a system that had existed for centuries. In towns across England and the United States, a series of extraordinary innovations would alter the way people lived and worked for the next 150 years. Inventors had found new ways to harness nature's energy. They built new kinds of machines powered by water, steam, and coal. The new machines replaced hand-powered tools. They did the same work, only cheaper and faster. Much of the work was done outside the home, in specially designed buildings, the first factories. Mechanization began in the textile mills of England, where one machine attached to a spinning wheel could do the work of 50 people. Fuel, clothing, and food all became more affordable. With the development of locomotives and steamboats, manufactured goods could now be sold halfway around the world. Families moved from the villages of their ancestors to new industrial towns. And a new class of people emerged, workers who produced goods. Industrialists, the people who owned the factories, employed hundreds, sometimes thousands of people. And they made enormous profits in their industrial centers. But while the Industrial Revolution brought wealth to some and jobs for others, it came with a price tag. Pollution from coal-powered factories turned the cities black. Lack of housing created the first urban slums. And the demand for more and more goods and higher profits brought the exploitation of workers, including children. Some of the worst conditions were seen in the textile mills of New England. In the 1830s, a 10-year-old mill girl described her life.
We were paid $2 a week, and the working hours of all the girls extended from 5 o'clock in the morning till 7 in the evening, with 1.5 hour for breakfast and for dinner.
It was the hiring of children, some as young as 5 years old, throughout the 1800s and early 1900s, that outraged the public. Workers and reformers protested. They formed unions and associations and fought for government regulations to limit the workday and protect children. These laws helped address many of the abuses brought on by the Industrial Revolution. Today, we are in the middle of another revolution, a technological revolution. We live in what's called the global village, because we can connect with people around the world as if they lived next door. And we can now work anytime and anywhere. We will have to wait and see where this new revolution leads.
Based, and you can go all the way back to the colonial era. I think it was, in terms of mass production, certainly, the quality was very high, but it also...
The wheel is put onto its own assembly line, so it can be put onto the larger object, like the car, moving past.
That time along came Lord, and he rambled right along in his little old Ford. He stole that queen as his engine sang a song, and his little...
Cars are rolling out now.
Over the course of thousands of years, evolution changed nature, adapted conditions to its environment, and changed animals and humans into what they are today. Now, another evolution is to be expected, an industrial evolution. Because the much talked about and predicted upcoming industrial revolution will be an evolution of goods and services. It will make the impossible possible. It will change products, locations, and materials into independently operating objects by implanting a DNA chip. Get ready for it. Products will carry all information with them and independently tell machines which individual operation is necessary. This means that we're dealing with intelligent resources and products. Let's change with the help of new production methods in the future. Through originality, through following the trend of individualization or meeting customer demand for custom-made products. Through the input that can quickly adapt to the current market situations. This poses high challenges to industrial production, especially to product development. One solution is direct production. The design is delivered and then quickly translated by a 3D printer, which is connected to the development and production location. The individualized product seamlessly enters the industrial development process of the end product. Hereby, customer requests can be met, market changes can be responded to, be facing major challenges. In order to get future production working, it will be even more important for deliveries to work on short notice, since market changes and unexpected complications always need to be taken into account. The future calls for an even faster response, but in order to reach that, we need a new way of thinking in transportation. Connected drones will guide themselves. They will be guided and programmed by the intelligent product, which stores information and therefore knows where it needs to go. The future information network between customer, supplier, and intelligent product will ensure flexible logistics that can quickly cater to any demand. In the future, machines will coordinate themselves and will therefore process orders in a more focused and quality from all employees. This includes work times, the tasks of respective colleagues, and variable organization of working. Solution 4.0.